Alright guys, what you're looking at right here is an Evanix Monster. Chambered in 177 that I have here. It has a custom camo finish and gets over 100 shots per fill. The pressure gauge is located right in the back right there. And I'll tell you, it doesn't budge. Even you do 2 or 3 mags out of this thing and you look at your needle and it's the same place you left it. Pretty cool. It's because it's got 2 tanks obviously, giving you 960 cc's of air. Alright you guys, a couple things to note that I like to tell everybody is that when you get a brand new air gun from, let's say, Pyramid Air, you have to clean it. It has preservative gunk in the barrel that will mess up your groups and your accuracy if you shoot it without cleaning it. So you got to use ballistol. It's the only thing I know of that's safe for air guns. Hops actually damages your air gun seals. The other thing is you don't want to shove a metal cleaning rod down an air gun barrel because it'll mess up the crown right there. So you want to use one of these. It's called a Crown Saver from Mach 1 air guns. Only about 10 bucks. So there's a link in the description where you can order those. I'm going to go ahead and clean this bad boy before we take it outside. Alright guys, here's what I got out, so check this out. A lot of people don't know about cleaning their air guns, and so this is a used gun that still had the gunk in the barrel from when it was new. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the progressive patches until I ended up with, that's actually what a clean air gun barrel looks like. You can pull patches all day, you'll never get it completely white. But you can see the difference right there. So we just pop that shroud back on and we're ready to rock and roll. Smurfic. So today I'm going to mount this, pretty much my go-to scope I've been using on all my reviews. It's an 8x32 power Hawkeye, model number 13340. It's the AirMax 30SF 8x32x50. It's got a 30mm tube and the AMX reticle, which is specially designed for air guns, and I really like it. If I feel like reaching out to 100 yards, just pop this up to about 24 power and you're all set. One thing I like about it is when you want to move your crosshairs, you just loosen this up right here, give it a turn, and then tighten it back down, and you're all set, so you can sit there and dial your scope in real easy. The end of the shroud right here is going to be threaded with the standard Evanix thread. And inside here there's going to be some baffles with a couple springs. There we go. This basically has a few baffles and a spring in there, so I'm just going to leave that stuff in there. Put my L to C right on over it. There we go. That should take a little bit of the bark out. That right there, by the way, is a Wolf LCD. Just type in Wolf Airguns to Google and you'll find those guys. Alright, just look at that high power sniper special right there. 32 power Hawk scope. I like to say Hawkeye. 32 power Hawkeye scope. You know what would be the sickest thing in the world is get a regulator right in there. And I'm going to check into that. I know Southern Gunner could do it. And boy, that thing would be a good gun to take to some competitions. I'm going to go ahead and get my new best friend here sighted in. And we'll be back in a flash. Okay, so I tried a bunch of different pellets, 10 grain, 8 grain, they were all breaking the sound barrier. This one didn't quite break the sound barrier, but it got terrible groups. And I almost lost hope, and then I tried these 16 grains. Check it out. 35 yards down there, I was doing the black dot challenge, my dime-sized dots. This right here was my groups with the 13 grains, and then I switched to the 16 grains, and I did like a 5-shot group. This is about 7 or 8 shots, but we'll come back to that. Then I think I came over here, I was clicking around, I was hitting the bullseye, and I said, hey, I think I might be sighted in. Aimed at this one, boom, nailed it. And that's when I was like, okay, we're sighted in. Okay guys, there's a slight breeze, and we're at 35 yards with 16 grain JSBs. I'm a little under 200 bar. 35 yards. Damn it. Two fires and everything else in the same hole. Pretty nice. Now watch, I'm going to take out 2 bullseyes. So now let's see what happens to apples when they get hit with 16 grains of power going 950 feet per second. This many foot-pounds. Alright guys, they say the only safe air gun is a decocked air gun. So the way you decock the Evanix Monster, you just take the lever like that, let it down gently, you're all set. Alright you guys, time for some chronographery. Alright, first up we got some of these sort of plastic pellets, 5 grains. Damn! 1300 feet per second. Now we're going to do 8.4 grain JSBs. Some major power right there. You can hear it breaking the sound barrier too. Now we got 10.34 grains. Still pretty fast. Now some 13.43 grains. 1025. And now for the most accurate pellet I found. 16.2 grain JSB Beast. So about 950 on a 16 grain JSB. 950 feet per second. Powerful good. Alright, I got my 50-yard range here. Got some antique targets. Some spinners. Let's see what we can do for groups. 50 yards, 16 grain JSBs. Alright, not bad. This group, if I could get 2 more in there, that'd be cool. So anyway, I was sighting in here. Here's where I kind of got the party started. So I'd say this is an official group. That's a dime size group, 50 yards. So I'd say on your game, you can get dime size groups with this gun at 50 yards. Now, as a celebration, let's hit these spinners and antique targets with this many foot-pounds of energy. All right, let's go for these spinners first. Whoa. Yikes. Wouldn't want to be the bunny on the other end of that. I had a little more weight too. I think I kind of missed that one. Check out these gophers here. Didn't want to go down. That's lame. I know my 25 caliber takes him down. Let's see about his friend here. There's one halfway down. Got him, hit him in the head. Yeah. Boom. Some kind of tough guy, huh? See what happens when I tell my Epic's crown about this. Right on the money. Let's see what these babies can do. Alright, official 75-yard group. Alright, so here's one of my groups. 75 yards, not bad. One flyer. Okay, and right here is my other group I just shot. So this one doesn't count because that was before. My fish shot actually went right below the target here, so 4 shots, about a quarter center to center right there. Not bad for 75 yards. Now let's check out some 100-yard accuracy. Alright, we got a rainy Sunday afternoon. And I got some stuff set up at 100 yards out there. So we got some soda cans, a couple silhouette targets, paint cans, and a Charlie's Kaboom 2-liter bottle blown up with air. So I don't know where my scope is gonna hit, especially since I just gave my bullet impact up knob a good crank. I'm gonna go ahead and start on that heavy metal spinner right there. That thing's actually about 4-inch round plate with maybe a 3-inch on top. See where this baby's hitting, and then we'll go to town. Alright, we're on 20 power. Let's see if I get lucky. All right, let's start this party. That was badass. Oh, perfect shot. All right, see if we can take out the rest of these cans real fast. 100 yards. See guys, I'm not going to shoot my cameras anymore. I had a protector there, and this is actually a new camera. Anyway, shot of the day, I hit right here when I was aiming at it, which that was cool. But 100-yard shooting, I actually glue gun these to the board, which is why a lot of these took multiple hits. Boy, that guy's not coming off. This guy I was trying to hit, but the wheelbarrow leg was in the way, and I could have sworn I hit him. Oh, look at that. We got this guy too from 100 yards. So here's evidence you can hit cans from 100 yards. And I even hit this ram right here. So that's cool. All right guys, so here's some hardcore stats at the end of the video this time. The tanks are actually 400 cc's each for 800 cc's of air. It's a side lever, 10-shot circular clip, 2-stage adjustable trigger, dove's tail rail, 11mm, thumb hole stock with finger grooves and texturing on the pistol grip, shrouded barrel, up to 90 shots per fill. I was finding I was getting more around 50 or 60 shots before I wanted to refill for accuracy. 2900 psi max fill, so 200 bar fill, built-in air pressure gauge, connected to both tanks. It says tanks are not removable, manual safety. Here's the description. The Monster is a unique gun. Compact in size, it's ideal for those close quarters you encounter when hunting. Plus, imagine shooting 90 shots without needing to refill. Now, keep in mind, you guys, this gun came out at least 6, 7, 8 years ago, so 90 shots per fill was unheard of. You'll be able to eliminate large flocks of pest birds and rodents, or take quick follow-up shots when needed. But it's not just the power and the large reservoir you want. Accuracy matters too. The Evanix guns are well known for having precision barrels, finely rifled and deadly accurate. It's got everything you want in a hunting gun. So under the specs it says 1200 feet per second, although we saw that this one was shooting 1300 feet per second. It says a 4 on the loudness scale, medium high. It's got a 19.5-inch barrel, rifled of course, rubber butt plate, and it weighs 7.5 pounds. Alright you guys, final thoughts on the Evanix Monster. Obviously, I like it. I actually own 2 of them. This bottom one right here is a 357. Now, this bottom Evanix right here, the 357, is an example of the Evanix Premium, and that has the carbon fiber tanks, as you can see there, rather than steel. Now, if you really want to get jiggy with it, grab yourself one of these. This is the Premium Evanix Giant, and that baby's fully automatic. But back to our story, the Evanix Monster, I like it. You know, having the 2 tanks is awesome. I think it's a really good candidate for a gun to upgrade. You know, if you put maybe your favorite brand of barrel on there, maybe even a polygon barrel, should be pretty easy to do.
And just because it said that the bottle is not removable doesn't mean that it won't come off, at the Airgun shop. So see if you can get someone to slap a regulator in there, and you would have yourself a really awesome gun. The other thing that's really cool about the Monster is all that power that you got on tap. It reminds me a little bit of the Hatsan Nova that just came out. In 22, I think the Nova's pushing 1,200 feet per second. 177 is like 1,400 feet per second. So, that allows you to put some heavy ammo in there and get some major power down range. It would be really interesting to shoot some 177 caliber slugs. So definitely, I think I'm going to hold on to this gun for a while and try to get some 177 caliber slugs and see what that's all about. These magazines are nice and wide. They would easily accommodate slugs. No problem. So that's been my review for the Evanix Monster. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time.
Oh, hey man, I heard you were shooting an Airgun channel video here today. Is it true that you're going to be testing out the SIGs? Yeah, dude, I'm going to be testing them out if you want to hang out. Just make sure you don't get in the way of the target. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to get my buddies. All right, cool.